How's it going, Slick People? I'm Bo.
And I'm JP.
And this is So Like You Know, the podcast your mother warned you about. This is the show for June 13th, 2019. Yeah.
Woo!
So it's been another good week. We got a lot of good information for you. E3, we got some fun stuff out of that. And also, it's us, which is good too.
Hooray.
But, as you know, we do a live show every Thursday, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, right here on Spreaker and Facebook and Twitch at SLYK Radio. What did you do?
What is happening?
What is... Oh, Facebook is doing weird stuff. But anyways, yes! Cool. So make sure you check us out. You can follow us on there. And then during the week, follow us on those same feeds, all at SLYK Radio. So you can check out our shenaniganizations and stuff. What's up, Lewis? Dude, it's going to be the fastest beer ever. But speaking of the beer, as you know, we always start out our show with the intro to the craft brew.
In review.
Mr. Pizzle, what are we drinking?
Tonight we are drinking
Beer!
AleSmith Speedway Stout. An Imperial Stout with coffee. 12%, oh man, ABV. Speedway Stout. Ominous pitch black appearance has become a hallmark of the modern day classic.
That's
chocolate and roasted malts
dark.
Dominate the flavor, supported by notes of dark fruit, toffee, and caramel. A healthy dose of locally roasted coffee added to each batch brings out a beer's dark chocolate flavors and enhances its drinkability. Despite its intensity, Speedway Stout, fine carbonation, and creamy mouthfeel make it very smooth and surprisingly easy to drink. This beer ages very well and will continue to mature for many years to
This
come.
beer of ages.
I was like, well, where did of ages come from?
Cool. So yeah, we're going to let you know what we think of it. It's interesting that it's designed to age. Most beers generally have a shelf life. And they're designed to go bad after so long. So a little bit different of one. We're going to let you know what we think about it at the end of the show, as we do. Hi, Tara. What's up, Jeremy?
Hello.
So, yeah. Moving forward, we got Slick Feed.
Where we geek on your week.
Mm-hmm.
Get head.
What? Huh? Oh. Yeah, this head on that one. But hey, he likes head. I mean, I do too, but I like a little less head. I think it means he can last. Does that mean he can last? His heads last longer. So, anyways, guys. If you're fans of Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin will be joining the New Mexico art exhibit, Meowolf. So, if you guys haven't checked that out, it's kind of like the big, awesome, top secret. Well, it's not top. It's set up like a. There's secrets in the art exhibit that you get to go through. Like, there's a fridge that you walk through that goes into like a whole nother world and land, and it's super awesome. And it's like neon lights and creepy. It's like a PI detective rave.
I knew nothing about it.
So, which is surprising because it's literally been all over the news like mad. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. That's why I had to say who George R.R. Martin was. Not everyone knows, which is also surprising.
Who's that?
Don't you even? Don't you even? So he's going to be joining Meowolf as chief executive builder. So we're going to get a lot of cool ideas and concepts out of him, which is super awesome and very exciting. I'm joyous for that. Hi, Jen.
Hello.
It's nice to see you here. But yeah, so, and they're also looking at opening up multiple exhibits. So we're looking at one in Las Vegas, another one in Washington, D.C., and then another one, even better, right here in Colorado, up in Denver.
Oh,
So,
boo.
yeah. I
And it's
know.
like, yay, boo.
Yeah.
Denver's too packed. Come to Colorado Springs.
The Colorado Springs, or go to like, Vail or Boulder or somewhere that isn't a big city. But that's all right. It's all right. Because at least we get to see that, and I don't have to drive my happy ass all the way down to New Mexico.
You'd fly.
Which, what? I don't have wings. Give me some Red Bull. No, I don't want Red Bull. I wouldn't sleep. Even with as tired as I am, I wouldn't sleep. Mio Wolf, the big art exhibit. That's all right. That they have in New Mexico right now. They're doing 3 more places that you can go check out. So that's super exciting. Yes. Let's see. Don't drink yet. I gotta pour more in. Look, I did the photo thing. See? I did it. I had time. There was so much time.
Hello, Daniel.
Sup, Daniel? How's it going? Dude, this is thick. This is darker than my emotions. Cool.
It's darker than JP thought he was in high school.
Oh, somehow you look whiter and taller in your older photos.
That's look like a Keanu Reeves.
So yeah, but super exciting, and we will be checking that out. Like I said, he's going to be doing the executive designing, and so we'll be getting more ideas coming from him soon. Let's hope that doesn't get in the way of him finishing the last books, because, we need those before he dies. That would be...
It's going to be like Gabe Newell. He'll never finish. Like,
yeah,
Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I was about to say that's you never get the full series.
It's like, why would we finish it? If we do anything, it's gonna not please everyone. So if you just leave it up, it's like people always pine for it.
Yeah, it's just such a that's how you get a giant following of like fan created stuff. Oh, Harry Potter stuff. That got finished, but just some of the things I've read. It's just sex. That's all it is. When it comes to fan fiction, it's just different ways the characters can have sex.
Bad grammar and sentence structure and like the
sex.
Most detail on the sex.
Oh, I know. And like you read it sometimes and it's like the sex isn't how sex would really sex. It's more like how you imagine sex would be before you actually had sex.
This is what you imagine a porno would be like.
If
you hadn't seen a porno yet.
So there. What else do we got? If you're up in Denver for this one, you can cruise right on over to Boulder. And instead of trying their fine selection of beers and all kinds of delicious stuff like that, you can go check out the group that's run by Brother Sage that is advising everyone to drink their own piss every morning.
Why?
So it's a big movement in Boulder right now. Big. It's a psychotic movement in Boulder right now that has some folks in it that is advising people, what's up, Liz, to drink. I watched a video of it, and she drank like 3/4 cup of her own piss, and it was so gross, and she seemed very happy about it.
They're exclaiming that they had like so many health benefits to drinking your own urine, other than to survive. I don't know. It's like it's not disinfected. It's like they dispelled that myth where like peeing on a jellyfish sting.
Yeah, it doesn't break it down.
Do anything.
You're supposed to be able to drink your pee once, and that is in a life or death situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you think you're going to get all kinds of amino acids and healthy vitamins out of your piss.
And if you don't sweat it out, it'll be like the darkest brown.
Oh my god!
You've double filtered your water.
It's so gnarly. But yeah, I mean they've already talked about it and they've proven it.
Rubbing in our eyes.
Oh. So you do pee out vitamins and stuff like that, but that's things that your body wasn't ready to absorb. You were meant to absorb it, so it was like flush. And so they're all like, okay, yeah, you should do this. It's really great for you. Ignoring the fact that your body also expels a bunch of intoxicants. Toxins. I can't. Bad stuff in your pee-pee. Nope, just your pee.
The dreaded Nindiru. That's the bad stuff in your pee-pee.
So there's tons of bacteria and other kind of bad toxins that are in your piss. So, yeah, don't do that. It's not good. Oh, more health stuff. So, be it far from me to tell any woman what she could do.
To her body, or what she wants.
It is not my decision, not my choice. But generally this one, I think I can pretty solidly say, don't do this. Scientists are currently having to take to the internet and advising women to not use vacuums to suck out their vaginas, or suck out their periods sooner. So they finish up the period. Women are taking the vacuum, going and sucking out the uterine, well, more than the uterine wall, trying to end their periods quicker.
They're cleaning. They're cleaning their room.
It's so gnarly. It's so gross.
Told you not to bother me when I'm cleaning my room.
So yeah, this is an intense one, and the fact that people are doing it is scary. What is Liz saying? It's not popping up on here. Liz, are you talking to
she's
the
talking
chat,
about
or are you talking directly to us?
The pee.
I'd drink salt or before I drink my urine. Yeah. So yeah, people are trying to do that, and it is horrifying. There's already been multiple incidents now. I can't talk today. I'm freaking worn out. Where not just the uterine wall is coming out. There is much more.
That's because they have a Dyson.
Yeah.
God. Has nice sucking power.
When I worked at Best Buy and I sold Dysons,
could be curvy.
There were stories of like stories on the news of people who had sucked out their eyeballs because they said, don't put this near your eyeball, it'll suck your eyeball out. And so they put it towards their eyeball and it sucked their eyeball out. That's so horrifying.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi. Let me put this up over here so I can actually see what's going on.
I can scoot this over.
That's alright, you're good. Yes.
Yeah. So, it's either a Dyson or a Kirby vacuum.
So, things you should not do, and just like Liz says, some people should not procreate. You know what I mean. I'm not a doctor! The whole thing comes out. Just leave me alone. Yeah, I know, right? You do need a facepalm react for this one. The internet is becoming more and more horrifying. You end up with a scenario where it's like, okay, so the world isn't getting more ridiculous. I mean, that's true. It's just, it's now more widespread, which makes it far more terrifying. So yeah, just a little bit of advice to our wonderful women out there. And anyone that may want to pass that along and they hear about it, slap a friend and tell them not to do that.
Slap a friend with a pad.
Yeah.
Or a tampon and said, just...
Sticking a vacuum up there to suck it out makes no more sense than me putting air nozzle up there and trying to blow stuff in. Shouldn't have pictured that. I made a bad decision. So, horrifying things. Alright, we're done with the disgusting and we're on to the happy. E3.
Yeah, so it has been going on since Friday of last week up until today. There's been conferences and game releases and all this stuff. And the first one we want to talk about is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
So the game looks amazing.
It's amazing!
Amazing!
Because it's magical and amazing!
You're breathtaking. So we find out, the trailer starts off and Keanu Reeves is playing a singer called Silverhand. Oh, man.
I don't know. I have no idea. We could call him Carl and I'd agree with you.
And then it's like mist and fog roll out and he just pops up. And I was just like, oh yeah. And it's like, fuck, god damn it. It's like Kojima has a Daryl with their Death Stranding, and Cyberpunk 2077
Keanu Reeves.
has Keanu Reeves. And it was like, I think
Yeah. No,
I
it
think
looks
Keanu Reeves
awesome.
is
Like,
way better.
well, not to mention it's Keanu Reeves, and he's just a badass to start with. Um,
And his reply to I guess it would be a heckler,
mm-hmm.
but it was the nicest heckler. Like
It's
you
a
could
positive heckler.
a positive heckling. He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be breathtaking," and it's like, "You're breathtaking," and he's like, "No, you're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking." And then that went viral very quickly.
Yeah. I saw a meme earlier. It was a nice, like, big, adorable sheep, and it said Jason Momoa. And I got punched out of the way, and behind it was this adorable sheep, and it was Keanu Reeves. And that's the internet right now. I mean, I can understand, Daniel and Jen, that you're not on for Cyberpunk. It seems to be kind of a mixed one right now. But, I mean, I'm excited for it. The whole cybernetics mindset is something I've always been excited for. I mean, I tell you now, if I could cut my left hand off and get a robot hand, I totally would.
Fake eye.
Mostly because I don't masturbate with this hand, so I wouldn't have to worry about it.
That would just translate everything for me.
That would be amazing.
It was like, oh, like I'm looking at an object that's far away. And it's like, I wonder how many feet it is away.
What's up, Wayne? Yeah, no, that would be amazing. That would be. Which eye would you do?
Probably my dominant eye, so my right eye, so I could shoot better.
There you go. Amusingly enough, that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that, Liz. Props to you. Hey, sailor. And now that needs to be a standard in this household.
Oh, man, look what you started.
So, yeah, no, I mean, but I'm excited for the game, mostly because it looks really good. So that's a big one for me. I don't know too much about this whole Cyberpunk
I want to know
thing.
how
I mean, that was a big thing before.
destructible everything is, because like in the trailer before, like
It looked like the whole
Like,
environment
you
could be destroyed.
shoot out the ceiling and like the person above you would fall down. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
is that everything? I was like, how does the physics in this game not break the world?
Yeah.
Or you just
it
keep
should be
throwing
interesting.
grenades underneath you and then just like holes open up.
Fall through forever.
It's like, oh, I'm in the sewers now. And it's crazy because in Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red is stating that there is no fail state. Like, there's no, unless you die, there's not going to be a game over screen.
Game over, man.
So,
Game over.
I don't know how many pathways that could be
Mm-hmm.
for. And it was like, oh, you failed
if,
this, you succeeded this, you failed this. And then it leads you to here. Is it
well,
like
you figure they're really working hard on the whole AI system. You know, between Microsoft Azure and Google's working on theirs. I mean, it really, the cool part is you think about it, like games like this, it's really going to open up the possibility of games where the game itself is going to really be able to take on a whole completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is getting repo genetic opera, and I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Because, you know, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. So, no, I mean, I think this one's going to be fun. And, it's like I said, it's the concept that I'm really down for. And then the AI system and the open world and the whole being able to destroy
They have their own lives and stuff like that. But then I'm going to be worried, like, if all these fails and successes for every mission that you have, is it going to lead to like false choices, like in Mass Effect at the end, where it's like, oh, your choices really didn't matter, you're just a different color at the end.
I mean, my guess is it would end up being like, you know, they have, this is how the story will end, and ultimately the logic system of the game will lead you there. But will still be changed based on what is occurring in the whole game process. Danny says, I think I heard Keanu's character has the second most amount of dialogue, and it was like 15 days of dialogue. That's a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
So that really allows for a lot. Not to mention if the logic system.
I think his name is Silverhand Jack.
Who knows? I don't know. It leaves it very open-ended, and that's what I like about it. I like games that are very open-ended. as far as like, you know, what could happen, what could go down, things that can happen in between.
Johnny Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand. So yeah, no, this one looks awesome. I'm excited for it. Like most games, I'm not going to go pre-purchase it. I will check it out some other way.
It could be Redbox.
But yeah, so we're looking at that one, and it looks pretty cool. The next one, you know, every time a Halo game comes out, I'm like, okay,
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy an Xbox because I want to play Halo. I love Halo. It's such a good game.
They can do FPS pretty dang well.
They really can. 343 Studios, now that they have it back too, really has it down. And that's what makes me happy about it, especially because now they're doing Halo Infinite. So, new Halo game dropped at E3. Halo Infinite, we saw the intro video on it, and then a second trailer already. Exactly, Jen. No more pre-orders ever. Mm-hmm. So the first one came out, and we saw Master Chief floating in space.
Yes.
And one of the spacecraft, the Pelicans, was like, there was a guy on it that looked like he was on his way out, about to die. And he found Master Chief and brought him into the ship. Kind of updated Master Chief.
Yeah, he's
and
got
then
better armor.
Yep. And then the last bit of it, or bit of it, is true to Master Chief form. He leaps out the back of the aircraft.
Yeah, there were like a whole bunch of little nods, and because like when Master Chief first comes online, you can actually see the HUD of like the Halo 3 HUD for a little bit, and then you could hear his shields power up from Halo 1.
Yep.
And, like, you're just like, whoa, hey, what's all this stuff?
Yeah. That's all right, Daniel. I mean, it's a very first-person shooter kind of game, and it's one of those things. It doesn't work for everyone.
I think I only played ODST.
I have played all of them except for the most recent two, and that's just because I don't have an Xbox One. Does anyone want to buy me one? You can buy me one.
You can borrow
mine. That's true. I want it. I want to play the new Halo. That's the big thing. I want to play new Halo. But really, I gotta beat some of my other goddamn games first.
Yeah.
I've almost beaten Pokemon. Let's go Eevee. So that I'm working on it.
So have you beaten Doom yet?
No.
Well, you better hurry up.
I know.
Doom Eternal.
I have so many games. So many.
It's coming out soon.
I don't have any free time. I don't have any free time to play video games anymore. So,
Segways.
Yeah. Doom Eternal. Oh wait, no, I'm not done with Halo.
Damn it.
I know. It was a solid segue into Doom, but something that did catch my interest. So the second one actually showed Master Chief on the Halo, and it was broken and stuff like that. But so it showed a cutscene, and I know not all cutscenes immediately allude to what the game is going to be. There's too much to that, but it does make me consider that it might be open world.
Weird.
So, yeah, right. So, I mean, you're looking at this kind of scenario where if it's an open world Halo, this is definitely a first for it. And all you can tell is in the trailer. You look it up, they give you no information. They tell you nothing. It's just like, kind of like, I got high hopes, and you don't really know. Yeah, this is all that's on it right now. And this is all the everything. So
doesn't say anything about for PC as of yet.
Microsoft Windows.
Oh, Windows.
Yeah.
Else. So why don't you play it on Windows? Because you don't want to play it on a controller or something?
Halo is controller. I mean, I know I can use the controller on here, but Halo is controller. Okay. I don't like playing it with the mouse and keyboard. It feels wrong.
Even so, it's the exact opposite how you feel with like Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. Overwatch, fantastic on the computer. Console can suck it. So every game has an exact spot for it. Daniel says, yeah, new games normally cost $60, and Jen's like, oh, if you don't buy the season passes, which is always so much more money, but it's worth it.
Yep.
Can't you also play it on PC? Yeah, Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's a console game for me, and it will be that. Not to mention, I don't. My tower's already hitting old. I mean, I got a lot of upgraded stuff in it, but it's old. I'm still on DDR3. So odds are when new Halo Infinite comes out, I'm not going to be able to pump it the way I want to, not the way the console.
It's going to be pushing.
Exactly. It's like I'm going to be trying to play the game. I'll have to have the headphones on because I'm just going to hear woo from my VR or from my video card because I'm going to have to like overclock it to do anything.
I don't hear that fan cook on too often.
No, and the fans don't normally run because of the cooler freezing or whatever it is. I can't think of the name of it. MSI, you make awesome adaptations to video cards. Also NVIDIA. AMD sucks. But that's just me. So exciting. Anyways, the Doom is eternal. And I'm excited for Doom as well. Doom's a big one. I've been playing this as long as I can remember. It is just exciting. And not to mention you're fighting demons and monsters because and you're on Mars and you kick ass.
The latest iteration of Doom, like, it went back to form instead of like, oh, here's all this story and all this stuff, and he's like, we're gonna put a badass soundtrack to it and let you just
go kick ass.
Here's a shotgun.
Yeah.
Go wild.
Yep.
And
it really is. It's a fantastic game. I mean, you definitely get you get the proper story mode running through the game, not.
Yeah, but I don't think
you're not being assaulted by story.
I don't think they focused on it as much as they did in the past, where they're just like, RPGs, and they're just tried to do that. They went back to their roots and just made. Oh, they stuck to their guns, and just made a good FPS about killing weird demon creatures.
Oh, hell yeah.
With a badass soundtrack.
Like Daniel says, Doom does look dope. And it does. And yeah, no, badass soundtrack. The graphics looks exceptional. The story basis around it is always exciting and fun. So I'm excited for this one. We're looking at this one's coming out, I think, Q4 2020 as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of these are. This one is going to be it's going to have a multiplayer called Battle Mode, though. And it scares me a little. Because the Battle Mode, as described, reminds me of Evolve.
Oh.
The failure. It's 2 demons versus 1 slayer. So, I thoroughly did not enjoy that part of Evolve. Where it's just like the slayer and you had a bunch trying to kill you. I know that.
But Doom has such a following, though. And it won't just be...
But it doesn't mean it's going to succeed. Just because there's a following doesn't mean it's going to do well.
True.
I mean, consider, what's a good... Like, Assassin's Creed. China Chronicles. Almost no one has played that game. I own it and I haven't even played it. So, it's just one of those things is like, you can hope... You got high hopes for it. You really do, but that doesn't speak positively to whether or not it's going to do well. I really do. I mean, it's Doom.
Just like how Unity was so bad that it affected Syndicate sales.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Even though Syndicate is much improved.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, it's like Unity.
Yeah.
They're just like, just...
Yeah, and
that's where a lot of people were just like, I'm just going to let it cool off for a while.
Yep. So, and they did the right thing, is they held off for 2 years. They really put their money into it, and they dropped us with, Origins and Odyssey, which are holy shit games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, just super exciting for those. And now here's a big thing, which is exciting, you can cut this right in the middle, is that there's been more information on Xbox Scarlet. So this is the next iteration of the Xbox.
Is the code name.
Yeah, well, its code name is probably Xbox 2 again.
Xbox 362. What?
Oh, yeah. What's up, Eric?
How's it going, man?
So, yeah, the Xbox Scarlet is coming out. There's still only so much information that's being released about this one.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest one for this is that Microsoft has confirmed, without a doubt, it is going to be backwards compatible with every single Xbox game.
So I'm wondering if like it's gonna just be like a download, or
if they do this right, it's you put a disc in and you play.
Yeah.
That'll be the only way they can really do fully backwards compatible. Now, it has a lot to do with the architecture of the processors, because a lot of the processors nowadays, they have trouble backwards compatible because they're trying to run, different
archaic.
They're trying to run different systems. Now, a lot of what they do, and they've been talking about PlayStation, Xbox, as well, is that they're going to do the multi-core processor, but it's also going to be able to run, a VR system.
Mm-hmm.
So within that, it'll open up a VR, kind of like if you were to run Windows 98 and Windows 10. So you'll be able to do that. It'll be able to use the same architecture as the processor it used to be without, because that's a lot of the problems. If you try to dump like an old game on this computer and just play it, even in compatibility mode, you end up in the scenario where it gets all jumpy and jaggy, and you're like, I have this fast freaking computer. What is going on? Because it doesn't know how to deal with it. Mm-hmm. So you have to run it in a VR. And that's what they've been talking about with a lot of the consoles, is that they're pumping out, all of these. So now we're going to get processors that are capable of virtual machine inside the consoles.
Okay.
Which is really awesome. It's something that Microsoft has already been capable of. So it just makes it more available for them. So it's just really cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's... Because a lot of those old games, they were 4:3? Like aspect ratio? Like, are you going to get just like black bars on the side of your...
you may. My thought on it is that it'll upconvert, kind of like if you put a regular DVD into a 4K player. Mm-hmm. Or just... like compresses it and then gives you a better quality file overall. Let's see. Daniel says, I really want the PS5 to be fully backwards compatible too. I know the PS3 architecture is tough, but I'm sure they can figure it out. Yeah, it's true. And, PlayStation was talking about as well doing full backwards compatibility. So, but the fact that Xbox they said this is going to happen. It's really
forces their hand.
It's forced their hand, and it's also going to push. This is going to help drive initial sales on Xbox.
Yep.
Because us talking about it right now, even if it came down that it was a total farce, we're probably helping Xbox sales. Because that's the big thing. That's what everyone wants. Is like, we want to be able to do backwards compatibility. I understand why they haven't, mind you. It's one of those things. It's like, we need to be able to make money on new games. And if people are playing all the old goddamn games all the time, they're not going to want to buy these new ones, which is bullshit.
But, like, if you have, like, if you're video game streaming now,
mm-hmm.
you can play the old games anyway. So, like, this is a smart move if Sony and Microsoft actually get backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of sucks because they can't sell us on... It's like, hey, you like that old game? How about we sell it to you for $5.99?
Yeah.
It's like it sucks for them because they'll lose a little bit of money because we already own the games.
Right. I mean, it's definitely true.
But
how much money
if you don't give the populace the option, they're just gonna go with Google Stadia, and just like it's like, hey, play this old game on our stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So like this, I think they're all competing. So I'm really glad that there is a fourth contender, like in the console wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
5 if you count PC. But PC's always been its own little ecosystem.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I mean, what's Dana says on PS3, if you do PS1 or PS2, you can widescreen or keep it 4:3, which I mean that's what you do with a lot of emulators, anyways. And keep the jagged graphics or smooth them out. A lot of games people don't realize have higher graphics available to them than were displayed on the system at the time.
On the hardware.
Yeah, like if you have an emulator on your PC and you put a PlayStation 2 game in, it looks like a PS4 game almost. It looks really clean and smooth. And they're not upconverting. It's just putting out the proper, or the resolution that it was capable of doing, but the console wasn't at the time.
Yeah, even the audio on PlayStation disc, like PS1, it was significantly better, but the PlayStation couldn't display it well enough.
Oh yeah.
So like if you actually took those files out and played it in something, you'd actually hear better music than
sounded
it was
really damn good.
pumped out.
So, and I mean, and that was one of those things is that the original PlayStation had docks you could get for them that would, help with that sound quality, but no one ever got those. No. They're too damn expensive, and they stayed mostly in Japan.
Yep.
So,
but you know what?
Jen, you're right on frickin' point. She's really excited for that Final Fantasy VII remake talk.
I was going to say, I'm like, you know what? It's not staying in Japan. Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yo.
Like, we know Daniel's excited about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy.
Understandable.
But I know everyone else is, so we just wanted to make sure we tell everyone about it, because we're finally getting a remake for Final Fantasy VII, which I know is a big one. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing that's coming out of right now is I think people across the world are falling in love again with the characters. And not just like because they're characters, it's because they're like really pretty now and they can have updated graphics.
Jen's a shame.
I don't like the only turn-based I enjoy. I know is Pokemon. Outside of that, I'm bored.
You can choose the tactical version, or you can do
now. You can,
yeah,
but that's not the original.
Not the
original.
original.
The original was turn-based, and I
was
no.
You can choose between, like if you want to go old school, you can go tactical, or you can do the action version, which is more in fast-paced to where we're used to now.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things. It was like, I end up chilling and I'm like, okay, we're fighting. Block. So I can't do that. That's the part that I don't really enjoy about turn-based stuff.
He's into his Switch.
Does this mean people no longer into the Switch? Why would anyone be not into the Switch? I'm into the Switch. I enjoy my Switch a lot. I play all my games with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's not how the world... You watch me just slap myself, which my face hurts, to make a point. I can't get down with that. It's just one of those things. It's obnoxious. No paint cans for hands anymore. Nope, they're getting that upgraded. Dana says, I got more excited for the Final Fantasy VIII remaster. I'm excited for 7, but I love 8, whereas 7 lost its luster for the original. Final Fantasy VII is more like Final Fantasy 15 combat. It's not turn-based. Oh, see, that's how little I know about Final Fantasy, aside from the attractive characters. That's my basis for Final Fantasy. I tried to give 14 a chance. I really did. It was free to play on whatever system it was. They'd made it available for download. I was like, okay, let's go download this. I tried to create an account. Account won't work. Okay, what's going on? I had to go to the PC. I created the account on the PC. I finally got that to work. All right, go back to the PlayStation. Oh, it won't link. What's going on? Okay, shit, it's not working. Okay, I finally got it to link. The game's corrupted. Okay, I have to delete the whole game and reinstall the game.
It's a lot.
Final Fantasy can just, for me. Sorry. I mean, I appreciate you people who appreciate it. So, but ain't me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've been seeing that it's real-time battle-ish. But, I mean, and I'll give it another chance when it comes out.
It's still going to be episodic, so I don't know how much content is going to be in the first episode.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let's see.
They did shrink him.
There's a menu, but it's for special attacks, magic items. 15 handled it fine. Well, the way you make it sound, it sounds more in line with WoW, where you actually have real-time attacks that you can pick from, and then you can pick from stuff really quick, which would be fine for me. I can roll with that. They shrunk Tifa's titties. I know. It makes me sad. You would have hated text only on my Tandy if you don't like turn-based. Okay, this is different. Like Tandy's in Commodore 64, you can roll with that because that was like designed for turn-based. I'll play a classic game like that because it was available. But you know what? They had real time battle. When Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy was out originally. So I'm grumpy about that because it looks like such a fun game. That's the part that makes me sad. Is it looks like a fun game. It looks like it has such a solid storyline, and I have no interest in playing it because it's turn based. And you're like forced turn based, not like Pokemon where you can just run away and deal with it later if you want to.
I thought they were renaming themselves.
Let's see.
Rebranding.
Dana says also pre or post relaunch of 14 because the original was so bad, Square scrapped it and started over. I don't remember, Daniel, which one it was. Quite honestly, me and my friend Chris had stayed up for a 24-hour gaming thing maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, we tried. That was one of the things we tried to do. That was like it. And that wasn't even like, 4 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't function anymore. Mm-hmm. Liz, for some reason, your stuff isn't always showing up. It's weird. It only shows up on that, but not here. Liz, damn it. I would have to keep refreshing that, too. This says, unrelated, ThinkGeek will cease to exist at the end of June.
This site will
Excuse me while I ugly cry. Why? Huh. I'll need to check into that. I mean, I don't use ThinkGeek very often. I usually use geek.com. If I'm geeking. So, Solid is iffy. It gets pretty Kingdom Hearts sometimes, and I would wonder how they would handle the eco-terrorist side of 7. I would hope they I mean, if there's eco-terrorism, they should just really just lay into that one and be like, hey, stop doing this. Which is sad that eco-terrorism is still relevant. They're being absorbed by GameStop. Mm-hmm. Huh. No, GameStop has tons of money because they buy your used games for $60 or for $2 and sell them for $55.
They're not doing so well this time around.
I know. It's just GameStop is a bunch of dick bags. So Tara says in reference to ThinkGeek, we here at ThinkGeek have more fun than a barrel of monkeys being the destination retailer for geeks. Today we're announcing that we're moving back with our roommates and our parents over at GameStop. It's where I get my geek gear and everyday cosplay threads. Huh. Yeah, no, I know like nothing about ThinkGeek really.
This is 5 years of GameStop stock.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
about right.
worth $5.70 right now.
That sounds about right.
They're not doing well.
So yeah, if I'm buying geek gear, I usually go right to Amazon and cosplay threads, Facebook, or Reddit.
Redbubble.
Hmm?
But they're expensive.
I don't know what Redbubble is. I also don't buy a lot of geek stuff. Most of the geek things I obtain are like eBay or every once in a while, something like that. But a lot of it I end up making. I make more geeky things than I purchase. And then Sloth stuff. And then that we go to Attic Salt. Attic Salt for all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, no, JP was just showing me their stock prices. They are dying for sure, which is fine with me. I don't like GameStop. They suck. Not to mention, really, when they started going to the instead of doing the midnight releases, they did the early release. I think that kind of screwed shit over for them because that was a big thing. Everyone was going. They were waiting outside. Everyone was talking. They were having like little mini parties outside of GameStop, and then they changed that.
People are assholes and wanna.
And yeah, and no one was having fun anymore. Dana says, I'd be honest, I haven't gotten anything from ThinkGeek in years. That's how it goes. So, all right. Anyways, this is turning into a very long show. Mm-hmm. So, speaking of the Switch from earlier, we are getting a sequel to Zelda Breath of the Wild. Woo. Yeah, super excited for that. Breath of the Wild is an absolutely fantastic game. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I'm at endgame, and I've just been playing every other little thing, holding off, because that's how it is for me. I mean, to the point where I had another week worth of game in Assassin's Creed after the new one had come out. I don't like having to wait for the next game. It's why I don't read book series until the series is all out. I won't read Game of Thrones until the whole series is released. And if he dies, I'll probably never read it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I didn't read all of Dark Tower until all of Dark Tower was out. It's just
That's
how I
a long
function.
time to wait.
I can't do it. I'm like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to wait 2.5 years, possibly freaking forget everything, and then check this book out. Which really sucks for motivating artists. And I'm really sorry that I do that to you, but my patience is ridiculous. My lack of patience when it comes to wanting stuff like that. And you can't. Oh, in reference to getting the to GameStop, you can't complete with digital downloads, which is true. I think that's another big thing too, is that people are buying their games, they're going and then they're installing and then they're downloading. You end up getting a digital download anyways, because you can't put any of these games in anymore and just play. You get like
day one patch.
Yeah, you might get the first 40 gigs of a game, and then you have to download another 40 every freaking time. That's wonderful. And yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think that's another death for GameStop, is that everything is digital because it's already freaking digital.
So why would we spend time going in to a brick and mortar store when we could just get it digitally?
Yeah. And the other... So I was on this big thing recently that I was very happy about. Is for my Switch. I was really excited that that all the cartridges had the full game on it, which was really awesome. I was very happy about that. Then I put Mortal Kombat 11 in, and I wanted to chuck the stupid cartridge because I had to wait. I was 9 hours for it to download. 9 fucking hours.
Really?
That's so absurd. They had the initial arcade mode. Or not arcade mode. No.
Tower mode?
No, it didn't have tower mode. It had, it was, what was it? It was like the super... It didn't have tower mode yet. It didn't have the story. It didn't have the graveyard. It had, like, this super basic bullshit.
Training?
I think it was training. It was training. It had training. So I was like, what are you doing to me? I had to delete like 2 games on there so I could even play Mortal Kombat. And I was like, this is dumb for a game that I got from Redbox. That I get one... That's wonderful. I get one night to play this stupid game. One night! I mean, this is really screwing it up for Redbox too. The fact that you download these piece of shit games and you get it and you still have to wait 9 hours to play your freaking game.
He's upset.
That is so dumb. It is the dumbest. Give me multiple discs again. Just put it all on there. Wait to release the game until it's playable. Fuckers. Oh, and I try not to cuss on the show anymore. Anyways. Where are we at? Lots of talking here. Mostly about Think Geek. Daniel says, I still like getting a physical copy of the game, but if its price is right, physical copies of games go on sale more often than digital. That's at least for PS4. Oh, yeah. And it's true. And it's just so damn frustrating. Because I always like physical. It's way better because you know you're not going to lose your license to watch the damn thing.
Yes.
Or you're not going to lose your license to play it just because the game doesn't want to get hosted anymore. You're always going to have your game. But that's not how it is with a lot of these games. I mean, Call of Duty. What else? So, Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, and then there was another one recently. You put it in and you can't play the damn thing yet. It's dumb. At least, I mean, Assassin's Creed, I put that disc in, it installs, it's my game. I don't have to do shit after that. If I don't want to update it, I never have to update the damn game.
That is true.
That's how it should be. You give me every instance possible of the game right now that I purchased because it's mine.
Could you taken
there shouldn't be any kind of stipulation that I have to have internet to play the whole game that I paid for.
Is that what Mortal Kombat said?
Huh?
You needed an internet connection to play?
Well, no, you need internet connection to download the thing. It doesn't say it on there.
Oh.
It just gives you the here's your game. I'm sure it said download required, but still, it's so ridiculous. Just frustrating. Jen says she got a physical copy of Yakuza 6 on PS4 because it was on sale for $20, which is awesome. Jeremy says, ironically, in the near future, the only thing that will be sold in brick and mortar stores will be brick and mortar because it's too expensive to ship. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, and I'm sure there are plenty of people in the world bitching just like I am. But make physical copies again, please. I thoroughly appreciate that.
Go digital.
No, not everyone. You got yourself set up right. If you go digital and you lose it, you can buy another one. You're very fortunate in that. The rest of us who save up a long time to spend $60, you lose $60 or you lose $20, you're fucking furious. I am livid at that crap. I mean, I guess if they could guarantee the fact that if I could download it and put it on a cloud drive that I had access to, and it had no decision on whether or not PlayStation could do anything to me, or Xbox, or Google, if I could just give them the middle finger and say, this is mine, screw off.
Yeah,
I would say yes, digital all the time. Let's save our landfills. Let's do stuff, but stop screwing me over.
That could be a ruling. I know, like, legislation is going to be like a lot slower to keep up with in anything technology-wise. So that could be a thing where it's like if you buy the property, well, like digitally, it's your property. There's no losing a license for it. Like what happened with everything in was it iTunes, where that guy lost a movie that it was like he was wondering. It's like, oh, we lost the license for it.
And then they went back and they realized they had lost like 10% of their library, and they bought everything on iTunes.
Yeah. So then, I think if that ever happens to any of the like Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft, they will lose a lot of people because it's like, hey, like they're not up to their shit on like keeping all their licenses up to date. So they'll, and like if that happened with Sony, it's like I'd probably leave Sony.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, we let some licenses lapse. And I was like, well, I'm gone, guys. It's like you think you have brand loyalty, but until like you start fucking people over with their purchases.
Yeah. No, totally. Jen says just back it up. It doesn't work like that though. If you play console, you don't just back up your games.
Not anymore.
I mean, you could download it and you could stick it on another hard drive, but that doesn't mean you own it. I mean,
if that console never,
if I put my Nintendo 64 cartridge into my Nintendo now, you know what it does? It just works
instantly.
And that's what I want. That's what I want from every game. I want you to stop selling us broken games. You give us a proper game that doesn't need updates, but you update it because you think something could be better, not because it's broken and you need to figure out how to fix it because you already made your DVDs a year in advance. So, yes.
Blu-rays.
Yeah, stop shoving your foot up our ass and blowing smoke up the thigh. It sucks.
Yeah, because, like, shipping out games in their broken state, like, gaming industry just promotes crunch, and then we just buy it up because, like, oh, this game has, like, a day one patch. I was like, just take the time.
Yeah.
Make it right.
I was like,
don't kill your employees.
Yep. It's some bullshit right there. So, I don't know. I want digital. I really do. I think it's better for the environment overall. It's one of those things is like, we're not going to have packages, we're not going to have DVDs, we're not going to have cartridges floating all over the place if we get to that point. And I think that would be smart. But we need to get our hands in a way that when we obtain that material, this is ours.
Yeah,
it goes into a cloud that is linked to us. We maintain that material. Unless some crazy shit happens, we always have it.
They would have to like bring it up to Supreme Court, whether it be like a lawsuit or just a case to bring up to Supreme Court, saying it's like we're moving to a digital age now, where it's like owning physical media is irrelevant. It's not as important. I was like, one, it's taking up space.
Yep.
And
I mean,
space is expensive. Square footage is expensive.
Nintendo Wii cartridges or Switch cartridges are this big. It's like a 1.25 by 1 cartridge. They put it in smaller cases. The cases are like 2 inches shorter and 1 inch less wide.
Mm-hmm.
Cartridges take up less. They're not cheaper to make. It cuts into your revenue.
And they taste terrible.
But they can also... Yes, they do. Like a Nintendo Switch cartridge. They taste gross. But saying that is that you can still... you can put more data on it. You can put a terabyte in those things if you want to. But give us the whole game. Give us the whole... Huh?
Won't it run really slow after a while?
No.
Okay.
No, well, because the thing, you do lose... There's 50,000 read-write availability for each section on that. But that is a 1 is a section. A 0 is a section. It's so minute. So if they overdo it, it's going to last a long damn time. That's what cartridges are.
Mm-hmm.
It's solid state media. So, yeah, I mean, ultimately, it will degrade over time. It's going to happen. And the only way to truly maintain is DVDs, which is why they do DVDs. They store it on DVDs, they store it on magnetic, or on stuff like that, because it's not going to go out. Optical media doesn't have a shelf life. Mm-hmm. But the way memory functions, yes, it does degrade over time. It has so many read-write availabilities, but still, yeah.
Because it's a small, tiny object.
Yeah. It became a thing because I saw it online that someone said that cartridges taste bad, so I licked one, and they do. They taste bad. They have
they didn't have a taste before, but like, I think
no. When Switch was released, they put one in.
Oh,
like the first Switch game had a gross taste to it on purpose because they wanted to make sure kids weren't going to eat them.
That like little ones were going to eat it. And...
Yep. So just really cool. Yeah, so anyways, that was a lot of bitching. Let's not bitch anymore. Moving forward. We got more games. We're still in E3. Wasteland 3. So, this one looks interesting. It's definitely a first-person shooter, but it made me really happy. So I was like, I've never really played it. It seems like it plays on the lines of XCOM. Mm-hmm. But the interesting part for me was that it is based in Colorado. Specifically... Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And that made me very happy. So it made me laugh. It looks like it has some interesting graphics, but really when it came down to it, it was like, yay, Colorado Springs!
They mentioned us!
Woo, we're popular! It's kind of like when I watch Stargate and they're like, NORAD in Colorado Springs. I'm like, yeah! So, yeah, that's me.
I thought you were going to say the Black Klansman. I'm like, that's also about us.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And also some tuberculosis movies are involved Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's where Manitou came from, and UCCS. Started as tuberculosis clinics. But yeah, super cool. Okay, next bit. Avengers. They did release a new game, so we're looking at that coming out soon. I'm not really interested in it, but a lot of people were, and to the point where they've really been bitchy. Everyone's grumpy right now that all the cast and characters of the new Avenger game coming out does not look like the cast and characters of the movies. And it's like, you all realize that there were all these characters predate the movies, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know they weren't here first.
Except for Samuel Jackson character, Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Because, like,
yeah, he was
they
a white guy.
made him black.
Yep.
So Samuel Jackson could play.
Yep. Which is fine for me. He's a fantastic Nick Fury. Kind of like, I know people disagree with me. I think Jim West was good as a black guy. Thank you, Will Smith. But anyways, so yeah, it's the whole thing is like, so they made these characters. They look different, and people are losing their shit, and they're going back to thinking, you need to make them look like that. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Because if they do make them look like that, you have to pay them because you're using their likeness.
Mm-hmm. So it makes everything more expensive, and not to mention, then they have to start using those voice actors. So you need those voice actors, you need their likenesses. Suddenly things become more expensive than they needed to be, versus just focusing on game content, which is what we really care about. Game content. Say it with me. Game content.
Imagination.
Storyline. Structure. Not how their faces look. In reference to the movies. So, yeah. So I think it's goofy, but I am happy that the studio that created it did say, no, we're not changing it. Sorry. And that there was it was like, yeah, we made this, we're not changing, we don't need to. This isn't Sonic. We didn't screw up the design. It's another iteration of the same thing, and there's nothing wrong with it.
It was intentional.
Yeah. He says, while I still have a bit of a hard time with it, I'm looking forward to it. As long as the game is good, just like with Spider-Man PS4. Spider-Man PS4 is the shit.
It is amazeballs.
I think an Avengers game seems like it's going to be hard, only because you have so much availability for characters
that you can throw in.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be weird if you can play all of them and you're cycling between them in the story.
Just like a
so you
Lego.
So you end up kind of losing attachment to each individual character. That would be my worry with the game. So who knows? Yeah, listen, stalk them on Instagram like everyone else. There you go. That's how that works. That's what Instagram is for. Zelda. You got more Zelda games coming out. This one's weird.
It's kind of... Have you ever wanted to mix Parappa the Rapper with a RPG?
Well, now you can.
Now you can. With Cadence of Hyrule.
Yeah. So, the basis of this game is it's a top-down view, just like the original Zelda game, Links to the Past. Stuff like that. But instead of moving around and just attacking the environment, going after things, you have to move and jump in time to the music playing during it. Mm-hmm. So, and if you don't do it, your character starts to slow down, and then you start getting attacked by monsters, or you miss your cue, or you fall in the puzzle.
Yep.
So, I think it has some interesting concepts to it that I could roll with.
Yeah.
So, but definitely a little different.
You could tap your finger, too?
Yeah. I could totally tap my finger. I'm curious. Nope, too dark.
Hey.
So, yeah. I'm excited for this one. New Wolfenstein. Yeah. Wolfenstein is fantastic. Another game I haven't finished yet. It's really good. The new Wolfenstein has been fantastic. I've been enjoying it. And they just talked about at E3 a new one that is dropping. And if you couldn't guess, it's going to be about killing Nazis. Awesome! Everyone should get to kill Nazis.
Well, aren't you
in real life too?
Nazis anyway, in like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, well, that's the whole basis of Wolfenstein is killing Nazis. So because Nazis don't deserve life. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, but I'm definitely excited for that one. It's got a different concept about it. So the first one is called Youngblood. And it's going to be a two-player. And it's going to be based around two girls that where are you at? You are Bam. So the old Wolfenstein, we ended up losing where he went. Mm-hmm. So he got lost. We don't know where he is. And he's lost. Okay. Yeah, that's it. But, so there's two girls in this. If you haven't seen the trailer, you're really missing out. And they are trying to get together with, the rest of the resistance. They're trying to find the rest of the resistance, really push and fight to get America back from the Nazis. Yay! So, if you guys haven't played Wolfenstein, you haven't really dove into that story, you're kind of lacking. It's really fun. It's enjoyable. Not to mention, it plays on concepts and stories that could have really kind of happened as far as like the possibility of the story, not really the technology that's in it. Mm-hmm.
Could have had a different outcome.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just really excited. Daniel says the trailer made me want to get the older Wolfenstein. Oh yeah, I have the older one, and I the new one. I think it's really solid, and I'm excited for it. Now, if you are one of those people who has enough money to afford VR, you also can get the other new Wolfenstein that's coming out, which is called Cyberpilot. It's going to be a little bit different as far as the story mode goes, but ultimately it's going to be VR based, and they're really designing it all around VR. And I think it's going to be, you'll be able to walk around and look, not just like, okay, go here, go here. Not like you're playing Google Maps in a video game.
Enhance.
Yeah. So
Go back in time.
Yep. So I'm excited for that, but the new Wolfenstein is coming out once again. All of these are basically Q4 2020 or Q1
just in time for the Christmas season.
Yep. So really excited for these. They are rolling out. And if you're definitely a fan of killing Nazis, especially zombie Nazis, you should check out this next game.
Yeah. Zombie Army 4. So I played every other one before it, and like it is, I don't know, it's just amazing. Like they still, because it still uses the same engine as Sniper Elite, where like if you have like a far enough shot, it has that bullet time where it follows the bullet going into the zombies.
Drag physics, I think.
Yeah, going into the zombie's skull, or like going to a grenade that the zombie is carrying and it blows up.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I remember, I just have fond memories of like playing that with like co-op with a buddy, and we were just going the trilogy, Zombie Army trilogy, and it was amazing. You get to kill like zombie Hitler.
Cool stuff.
And I don't know, I'm excited for it.
I never played Zombie War before. I'll have to check that out. I mean, watching the trailer for 4, it was like, why have I not heard about this game? This looks cool. So that'll be one to check out for sure.
I'm happy.
Daniel says, did you see the Ghostwire Tokyo? It looks sick.
I saw it.
Okay, it looks cool, but the coolest thing about the trailer to me was the ramen. That ramen looked so delicious. I wanted it. It looks okay. I mean, it's maybe.
I mean, it was mostly just a trailer, right?
Yeah, it was just a quick trailer. It really wasn't gameplay to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure as to whether or not it's actually going to be an interesting game. We'll find out more as more trailers release. But yeah, I mean, the graphics in it, if the gameplay is anything like the cinematics that we saw are, it's going to be a beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
That's for damn sure. And it definitely looks like the new Xbox is going to be able to push any of that crap. I'm getting interested in Xbox again. It's coming. I do want to borrow that. I'm going to borrow your Xbox. I want to play Halo.
Okay.
Do you have Halo on it?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to need the Xbox and Halo. Some bitch. Liz says, man, the trailers to games would make for interesting movies. Oh, yeah. No, just like, how the WoW movie should have been?
Yeah, the cinematic trailers.
Uh-huh.
And then you watch the movie and you're just like, oh, this is cool, but... I mean, the orcs looked awesome.
Yes.
But, like, the humans were like...
Yeah. Oh, reference to Ghostwire. Daniel says the guy who did Resident Evil 4 is doing it, so he's interested.
Oh, cool.
Well, definitely speaks positive towards it. There's no doubt about that.
Because that was the most... Probably, other than 7... Resident Evil 4 was the most well-received game because it went away from the tank controls into the over-the-shoulder. I mean, still you could move. You couldn't move while you were aiming, but you could. It was a new take on it, and you played an old character and new skins and stuff like that.
So definitely cool. But like I said, it looks fantastic. All right. This next one is the one that I am most excited for about all of them. EA seems like they finally decided to take the stick and remove it from their rectums and give us a proper Star Wars game.
And hit their production team with it.
Do this! Stop fucking us over! So, we talked about it before. Star Wars was getting a new single player. And with that single player, we are getting Star Wars The Fallen Order. So it looks cool. So if you guys didn't have a chance to check out the trailer, I highly advise you do. They got the trailer released right now, and they also have gameplay. But the basis of the game is Sol Guerrera. If you guys don't remember him, he was in the most recent Star Wars movie. He was the black guy who had all the, it kind of looked like Mandalorian-esque armor mixed with, like, a stormtrooper.
Well, aren't they the same, one and the same?
Well, he's not Mandalorian.
I'm just saying, like, the Mandalorian's armor is stormtrooper armor?
No,
for the most part?
it's stronger.
Okay.
Mandalorian armor is lightsaber resistant. Stormtrooper armor seems to be putty for all things fired at it. That includes rocks.
Makes you miss a lot. I can't shoot. Can't bring up my...
Did you ever watch the theory on that one?
Mm-mm.
Is why stormtroopers suck at shooting?
Uh-uh.
It's because they were instructed to. So, consider it. The whole basis around it was that Vader wanted to get back to Luke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to help, fester the dark in him. So, the whole illusion was that no one was actually trying to kill Luke the whole time. No one was trying to kill any of them. He was just trying to get him over to the side of the Sith.
It seems like Jar Jar Binks' conspiracy theory.
I don't know. This one seems pretty solid.
Considering that they're... Well, I don't know. In the later ones, like, the stormtroopers aren't clones anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They started recruiting, like, kidnapping young children.
Yeah.
And training them. So, like, you wouldn't have the same combat capabilities as most of the clones did.
Mm-hmm. Rogue One does seem recent to me. I mean, I get where you're coming from that one, Daniel, but Rogue One still seems recent for me. I mean, I know in the timeline it was in the past, but as far as, like, releases, it's still relatively recent. But, yeah. So it's based around Sol Guerrera, who actually is helping a Jedi go after, the bad guys at the time. But he's, they're fighting stormtroopers, they're fighting droids, all with the help of your little buddy droid going around. The fighting style looks exciting. Looks like they have a lot of the cool stuff from, like, oh, shit, I forgot about it. I was just thinking about when I was writing this.
The Force Unleashed?
Force Unleashed, thank you. Force Unleashed 2. You have a lot of the lightsaber the lightsaber controls and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I'm excited for this. It looks like it's fun. It looks like the gameplay is really solid, and it looks like the battle are like real Jedi battle. I mean, because you end up with the Fallen Order. So they're the people that made it out of Order 66 and shit like that, and
who survived it.
Yeah, and so they've ended up training other Jedi, which. The Jedi Order is not really dead. They didn't kill all of them. It's far too expansive of a thing. Not to mention you have the Lost 20, which is there's still others. Not all of them ended up going to the Sith. Some of them just kind of went into lore.
Yoda survived.
Yeah, for time. So yeah, it's just
no one's really gone, Bo.
What do you think about it? It's like they never really get to die because the Jedi just come back. They could literally train anyone they wanted to that was strong in the Force. Be like, I'm gonna train this guy. He looks solid, or this girl. She looks like she can kick ass. Let's do these, and then just keep training. Death means nothing to a Jedi master.
I think they used like was it Newtonian, where it's like. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're Force users, so they will always be part of the Force.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. I have been to help with your droid butt. Oh my, that's a big butt. I have had to convince myself to not pre-purchase this one
It's EA, so I'm very cautious.
That's why I'm not. If it were any other company, I probably would have pre-purchased it already. But being that it's EA, I'm like,
I mean,
I'm away.
we saw trailers for Star Wars 1313.
Mm-hmm.
And then they was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yep.
And then they just completely nixed it.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yep. So, I mean, we see what it is. We see hopefully what we're going to get out of it. Hopefully it is solid. I really want it to be. This is the first, like, single player driven Star Wars in a while. And hopefully there's not, loot box bullshit. It's just a story. You get to play a new story, and that's what makes me super excited. Something that is now canon, and it's a canon story, so we don't have to worry about extended universe.
That's cool.
Nothing anymore is extended universe. Disney's put their foot down. Anything Star Wars that was released from the purchase forward is always canon.
Okay, cool.
So they're not allowing any kind of change, expansive concepts,
alternate universe.
None of that stuff. Yeah. So Jen says EA will fuck it up, which
they probably will.
They probably will. I have solid high hopes that they don't, because it looks like such a good game. It looks like a good game. Daniel says, I wish Disney would take away the exclusive deal for Star Wars games with EA. Oh, I do too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot they could do. I know, Daniel. They said no loot boxes, but I'm so worried because it's EA. They're idiots.
They're just like, there are no loot boxes right now. They're just like, what did you say? It's like, nothing. What? I said there wasn't any loot boxes right now.
Yep.
What do you keep muttering underneath your breath?
Madness. It's madness.
It's like there are no loot boxes. Wink. And he blinks with both eyes because he can't wink.
You having a seizure?
There are no loot boxes.
Yeah.
What are you, some sort of Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
There are.
Jen says they won't. EA makes money. I don't know. I mean, it's Disney. Disney is media god.
But last time we heard that Disney is fine with the direction that EA is taking their Star Wars games.
I know.
I'm just like, this is stupid.
My thing is, I think that they could. It's just the problem is that EA is so established, but if they were sending it to,
it's the worst company ever.
I know, and that's the problem is they're gonna roll with it regardless. So I don't know. We do what we can. That's really what it comes down to is we do what we can. So hopefully it's just badass and it stays badass. That's what we want out of all this. So, as well, what else do we got? Till Disney makes games, it will stay with EA. That's true. Anything?
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, hopefully we didn't lose you guys. We're still working. JP's checking. His phone stopped playing the video. So, but they did start up at LucasArts again, so hopefully. I mean, we got high hopes here. Like I said, it looks like a solid game. There's stuff that we can get from this. So, high hopes. Damn it. I'm going to check here just to make sure. Here. JP Gonzalez has hosted a watch party.
I stopped it.
Let's see.
Loading wheel forever.
Forever load! It's the biggest load. High hopes. You know what? People are still talking. So I'm going to say it's working fine for everyone else. Fuck it. I'm going to keep talking until someone says otherwise. It's recording, so we can post it later if we have to. So that's it for E3 news. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more to talk about next week, but this has definitely been the biggest...
Dickus?
Biggest dickus. High hopes. Okay, cool. Jen, do you think Disney is opposed to loot boxes? No. No, I'm definitely not ignorant enough to think that. It's just I would. Disney still does care about their fan base, and the fan base seems completely angry and up in arms about loot boxes. So that's kind of what I think it could come down to. So, hopeful. So we also want to tell you about one of our awesome other media provider people, and that's Shell. You can follow her on Twitter and Facebook at Shellshock Cosplay, where you can see her awesome cosplays and events that she takes part in, aka Knights of the Tempest. We're a sword-tastic equestrian theater. Very Renfair-ish. Renfair-esque. And it is very exciting. They do classes and they do shows that is based all around all the kind of cool stuff, aka sword fighting, jousting, tumbling, rolling, kicking ass in general. But you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Knights of the Tempest, or on Twitter at Knights Tempest. You can follow their website, knightsofthetempest.com. Woo! Yeah. And talking about cool things, you're on here, you're watching us, and we could thoroughly appreciate if you went to Facebook.
I've been trying to watch us.
If you go to Facebook, like us on there, follow us on Twitch, and subscribe on YouTube at SLYK Radio. Those are all at SLYK Radio. So it's really easy to find us. Do your thing. Go find us. And make us happy. Yeah. Moving forward. Slick Tube.
Tube Slickers.
Yeah. Wow, we're already at an hour and a half.
I told you it's going to be like
I know. As soon as we had the show notes ready, and this is what we cut it down to. There was 19 things in the first section.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So, anyways, Slick Tube. DC Universe. Canceled Swamp Thing after airing only one episode.
Why? I don't
They
understand.
don't know. No one knows. This is ridiculous. So, Swamp Thing aired one episode. It was extremely well received. Everyone was very happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's been a lot of stipulation on the internet. Oh, it was too expensive to make, stuff like this. But people have confronted DC, and they have made the statement that it's appreciated the questions as to why, but we are currently not in a position to answer that question. So, the answer right now is, we're not telling you.
Mm-hmm.
See? Clarifying exactly nothing. So, we don't know why it's canceled. We don't know if it has to do with money. We don't know if it has to do with actors. Could be a death in the family. There's no idea. No idea as to what's going on. That seems like a pretty big assumption just because Swamp Thing got canceled. So, yeah, I mean, this is a really weird thing. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why they did that. JP's looking at it right now. He can't find anything on it. So, we can only hope that we get more out of this, or at least answers as to why the hell this got canceled on us, because people care about the DC universe. People are paying for it. Mm-hmm. So, they're making money. So, I don't know. We'll see. JP's desperately trying to find an answer for you guys. But yeah, do what you can. And the articles I looked at, a lot of them, there was all stipulation. There was never any direct commentary from DC saying, this is why this is. So yeah. Sherry, try refreshing your feed. So I'm not sure.
Can anyone else still hear us?
Yeah, if anyone else can't hear us, let us know. Like I said, we're recording the show, so if for some reason this faults out and goes to shit, we'll just post the rest of it later. So, yeah. Next bit of news. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. If you guys don't know who they are, you're missing out on the whole nerddom thing. So, okay, cool. So, yeah, we're still up and going. Cool. Mm-hmm. They are the creators of such things as Shaun of the Dead, The End of the World, and what else do we got? Simon Pegg from Star Trek. He's in the newest one. Mm-hmm. But they are. What's the police one? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched it like yesterday. No, 2 days ago. I watched it 2 days ago on Netflix. Whatever. Hot Fuzz. Thank you. That explains why I was thinking of oranges. Fuzzy Navel.
Clockwork Orange. That's not them at all.
So Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are teaming up to make a serial killer movie by the name of Svelta. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of both of them, and it's just super exciting. Oh, Liz, thank you as well. Simon Pegg helped co-write Star Trek, the newest movie. So, yeah. So they're working on that. The story is going to be focused on the two while they're vacationing in the Swedish islands and just dealing with that. There's not much more on it. I was just really excited for this one. I was very happy. I want to know more about it. So, yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. DC Universe thing. I saw a little snippet of something in another article. I think it was on Variety or something. That they said when they talked to DC that they were still going to air the rest of the episodes. Yep. So they still get all the rest of them.
So there's nothing after season 1.
Yeah, but nothing after that. But yeah, it only took one episode and they're like, sorry, you get nothing.
Maybe James Gunn's like, I'm going to use him.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, you can't.
All right, back to Simon Pegg. Liz says, can't wait to see what they come up with. I love serial killers. That came out wrong. Well, you know, everyone's got their kink. We're not here to kink shame, okay? Jen, I have just adopted that term like full on. Anyways, what else do we got? Oh, speaking of Star Trek, this one's interesting. So this is more like it's not really totally gonna happen, maybe, but it kind of. So Quentin Tarantino has voiced his opinion multiple times on the fact that he has a script prepared for, and wants to direct a Star Trek movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he also says it would be rated R. So
very different for any Star Wars fan.
Star Trek. And yes.
Yes.
It would be. But
I knew that would happen.
If really you think about it, it just because it's that, it doesn't mean that it's going to have like tons of cussing and gratuitous sex.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any Quentin Tarantino movies that have gratuitous sex. Hell, the new Star Trek movie or show has a sex scene in it. You see Klingon titties, so which is interesting. But yeah, so it's really cool that it's like he's so interested and he really wants to, and we have the availability and the possibility that we might be getting this, and I'm really excited for this because Star Trek is war. That's what it is. There's really not much the peace side of anything.
I was like, I thought it was about peace and exploration and finding ways to spread out the Federation.
The whole concept of it, yeah. It's all peace and love, man. But
we're phasers to kill.
Yeah, but we'll kill you if you try to stop us from doing that.
Well, can we have sex with you?
Yeah.
No? Then we have to kill you.
Yeah. So, I'm excited for this one. Like I said, it's been around for a while, even to the point where Carl Urban, who plays McCoy in the newest Star Trek, has spoken up saying that the R rating from Tarantino would allow for really the true horrors of space, which is the cool part about it. Because you think about, like I said, Star Trek is war. It's a very violent, bloody thing. And in all the movies, you get a lot of stuff, but I think the biggest scene that I always had a connection to was in, I think, 2 or 4, but either way, when there's a delegation on one of the vessels and all of the Klingons get killed and they're just floating dead in space and the blood's just kind of splatting around. That's probably the most aggressive Star Wars scene.
Star Trek.
Did I say Star Wars again? Son of a bitch. Star Trek that always stuck in my brain. Yes, people blow up and they get shot, but it never seems very aggressive in reference to what it could be. That one was like, this is real. This is real.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have peaceful talks. Sometimes you get thrown out of an airlock.
Yeah, and that was what would make me excited about it, is that, I mean, quite honestly, if I were to give a rating to the new Star Trek show, it would be pushing rated R.
Mm-hmm.
It really would, because it's more of that violent, aggressive side that you kind of get from Star Trek. That you could be getting from Star Trek. You know, kind of like Section 31. There's a violent side that no one talks about in the Star Trek shows, which is exciting, and I want to watch that, and it just makes me happy. Phone's losing its shit. So, yes, but I want that, and anytime anyone brings it up on Facebook, you see it, share it so that we can try to make this happen. Speaking of things happening, Love, Death, and Robots, the Netflix original has been renewed for season 2. That one is super exciting. No talks about when that's going to be happening. Don't know. Just excited for it to occur. If you guys haven't checked it out, do that. Frozen 2.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's the second trailer for... I really think it's going to be something like Avatar, where there are different people who control different types of... Because there was a fire, there was, like, water.
Now, imagine if, like,
There's
Anna could like, control fire. Like, Elsa was ice. That would be awesome. I want that. Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet.
It would be. But no, if you found different elements, I would totally be up for that. That would be really sweet. Sorry, in reference to Love, Death, and Robots, Sherry said, loved it, thought it was hilarious, especially the Hitler sketch.
No, I forgot about that one. There's so many good ones in that thing.
The Nine Tails one is still my favorite from Love, Death, and Robots.
I like that zombie one at the end.
The zombie one was really good. I liked the battle monsters, and I really liked the Nine Tails. Those two were really just, those were the tits for me.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because they had tits, they were actually really good. So, have you guys watched Tucka and Birdie? No, I've not even heard of it. You? Oh, I'll have to check that one out. Let's see, they always allude... Oh, in reference to Star Trek's, Liz says, they always allude to their violent natural past. They don't become enlightened until later. At least that's been the premise on most Star Trek shows. So, yeah, it's true. They never hide the fact that it was... Oh, definitely not watch this. That, you know, they haven't had a violent past, and they haven't talked about the things they've done, like the eugenics wars, and then, you know, drugging their soldiers so they could just go in these super extreme battles. Of course you're going to play Overwatch, Jen, when I'm doing the show. That's... You better kick ass. So, yeah, so super cool stuff. Tara says, I like the civilization in the icebox.
With Eric Foreskin. The one that they kept opening and it was evolving.
What?
There was like a little civilization in the fridge.
Oh! Sorry, you said icebox and it really threw me off, and I was like, what? Freezer! Freezer. Just talking like a British person. So, yeah, I mean, they were all really good. It's just, yeah, those two were definitely my favorite. Frozen 2 second trailer came out. We got gnomes, we got giants, and there's a bunch of blowing uppy stuff, or not blowing uppy stuff, like mists and fogs of destruction. I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. I like Frozen. I thought Frozen was an excellent movie, and I wasn't surrounded by, you know, kids too often, so I didn't have to hear the constant, you know, singing of the song. Not to mention, Do You Want to Build a Snowman can be sung to basically anything. Do you want to drink a beer, man?
Get out of here.
Because this is really good. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so I'm excited for that. Last bit of SlickTube. I wanted to say Tweaker News. I don't know why.
Tweaker? Quaker News?
Maybe. Quaker News. Today the sun rose. We worked the farm. We went to sleep.
We thought the sky was on fire. It was, in fact, the sun.
So Dark Phoenix just released, and it is bombing like a mofo.
Yes. It is not doing so well.
Yeah. So if I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if anyone has seen it yet.
Not.
And there's a reason for that. Most of the movies prior to this screwed it up. So Dark Phoenix spent $385 million for production.
That's a lot of money.
Currently, they're worldwide. They've made $145 million.
So that is a deficit about 200 million.
200 million. And right now they're guesstimating that they're going to lose a total of 100 million on this production overall. That is disgusting. I mean, I still want to see it. I'm excited for it.
Daniel hasn't even seen it.
Damn, dude. Damn, Daniel. I mean, but it sucks. That really sucks. And I still want to see it because Dark Phoenix really is like the beautiful epitome of amazingness and awesome and power. And it deserved a really fantastic story. And I'm hoping they ended it well. But they started getting really shitty.
Mm-hmm.
They started getting really shitty. And instead of focusing on the point and the time, Fox just really decided to just take their, unlubed fist and just, shove it wherever they wanted to. So it sucks. That sucks. Daniel, I know it does seem like a lot for production, but I was looking it up on I don't know, one of those damn sites, but yeah, like 385 was total. That's production. That's advertising. That's literally every part of it. And yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So hopefully, they can make a lot of that back. Do the best you can. Wayne says it will be the last X-Men movie they said. Lost way too much money. Also, apparently, it's as bad as The Last Stand. Ooh. This says, not in a rush to see it, but I do love Sophie. Yeah, everyone should love Sophie. She's fantastic.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah. So rough. So rough. I can't believe they did that bad. Anyways, I would think it'd do a little better right after Game of Thrones. Be like, oh, Sophie Turner. Okay, let's go see this. Who knows? Still haven't seen that yet, though. Alita?
It's actually pretty good.
I wanted to see that when we were in Washington. That's how it goes. Anyways, yeah, total. Yeah, it sounds about right then. Usually take production costs and double it. Yeah. So, yeah, no, just the whole amount of everything. So really it comes down to, yeah, they're projecting $100 million loss on this movie, and that is disgusting. So, and just want to point this out for this one. Blame Fox, not Disney. Fox, not Disney. Normally we can hate on Disney for a lot of crap, but this was Fox's baby, and they totally screwed it. They screwed the pooch. Says, and yeah, Danny says, and yeah, it's the last. MCU is going to reboot in a few more years. Oh, totally. They need to get their hands on everything. They can reboot, keep Deadpool, and just let everything kind of change from that point forward.
Yeah.
A lot of other characters I can see be played by other people. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, though.
And Detective Pikachu.
Yes. So, Liz says, speaking of Sophie Turner, I just saw her on my Insta feed. Awesome Bachelorette party pic. Okay. I'll be right back. Right there. Gonna check this out. These are important things to look at, Got to verify Sophie. Oh, not Sophie. God damn it. I can talk as well as I can type right now. What? What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Dooba-doo, dooba-dooba-doo, Sophie Turner. Nope, that's not it. Huh. Why is it not popping up? Yeah, we'll look it up later. I like those pictures. Anyways. So, yeah. That looks like a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wayne says, I love the new cast except Jean Grey. Sad to hear no more movies, but the new writer. So, it's interesting. The part about New Dark Phoenix that he didn't like is Sophie Turner. So it's the opposite. So that is definitely interesting. I loved her Morticia Addams from Halloween. Oh my God, yes. That was the best Morticia I have ever seen in my life.
I was really
titillated, thirsty.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it's good stuff. It's definitely good stuff. I have to talk. You can't have this scrap up. Anyways, and the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Was she in that? Oh, honestly, I don't think so. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. Anyways, moving forward, we're going to do a last segment, the craft brew.
In review.
So what have we been drinking, Mr. Pizzle?
Tonight we've been drinking the AleSmith Speedway Stout.
This one. Right there. Or this one if you want to look at it. Look. So pretty. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very rich but not overpowering flavor. The carbonation acts as a good vessel for flavor. It doesn't seem like they tried to hide flavor in it.
Mm-hmm.
The more it warms, the more you really do get that coffee flavor from it.
Yep.
That's for sure. The suggested drinking temperature for this was actually 50 to 55 degrees.
Oh.
So
okay.
Probably about to where it's warmed up in the room right now. At least the drink. I feel like I'm about 85. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Liz. I will just copy that right there. Copy, kids. Paste.
You gotta fix it.
Oh, son of a bitch. Every time. Barrel. Oh, yeah, you can't just do that. Copy and paste. Go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good picture. I'm happy with that. I like crazy hair colors. I always will. So anyways, posted by the Knot. Love seeing her and Maisie Williams shenanigans. Oh, yeah. Totally. So, anyways, the beer. The beer is delicious. It's good. It's delicious. It's like a chocolate coffee beer. God damn, that's a fantastic Morticia. So yeah, I'm not saying I'd down a 6-pack of this. The best beers you really can't do that with, I would say, because there's so much flavor to them, and the photo over there is great, but it's really delicious. It's excellent. It's effervescent, tasty. I'm going to give this a 4.75.
Oh, wow. I was going to say 4.5. Because the taste... Every stout seems to have, like, chocolate. But I never really get the chocolate feel. Like, I get more of the coffee taste to it.
And I normally don't either. But this one specifically, I ended up getting... Actually tastes like a dark chocolate with the coffee. And that's what surprised me, and that's really what has caught my attention for it. So, in true fashion for us, we almost always round up. So, 4.75. Take a beer, picture. Oh, it's empty. I should rotate that this way. No, we'll just do this. Take a picture, mother photos. This is what cool people do. So, yeah, if you guys are wondering why... Yes, Liz, you did send that one. I don't think we've bought ourselves a beer in...
For the show, at least.
Yeah, for the show in probably 3 months? 2 months? Either way, we've been thoroughly appreciating these. That's for damn sure. This one has been fantastic, too. So, yeah, if you guys also want to check out... Or if you have beers that you like and you would like us to try, please send them our way. We will gladly try them. Boop. Oh, Untapped. I was like, what's there? So if you guys are wondering why we scored our beers, that's because we post them on Untappd. That's UNTAPPD. We are there at SLYK Radio. JP's on there as
J Pizzletron.
And Shell's on there, Shellshot Cosplay. It is an awesome website and app where you can post your beers that you've had, share your thoughts with others, and score those beers so that others can know what you thought of them. So it's a great social media system for beer drinkers. So check it out. But you know what? That's it for our show.
Yay!
Yay! The show has ended. The show has ended. But
time for our show shots.
Yeah. It's been a long one. We should have. Anytime we're like over an hour 15, we should just have like 2 shots ready. Be like, we did it. A lot of them have been around 45 minutes recently. I appreciate those ones. Because I'm old. Anyways, guys, you know what? Thanks for listening. Don't forget we put out new episodes every Thursday, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at SLYK Radio.
And when you see us roll through your feeds, make sure to fingerbox that subscribe button, smash them likes, and become one of our Sly Knights.
Yeah. So Like You Know is not responsible for anything ever.
Produced by Slick Solutions somewhere in Colorado.
And So Like You Know is completely worthless.
Like your opinion.
Just kidding.
We care.
But your government doesn't.
Don't you forget it.
We love you guys. Have an absolutely fantastic week. We will see you next Thursday. Do good stuff. Daniel, it's okay for missing the past few weeks and not seeing us at DBCC. That's all right. It was a massive thing. Yeah. I saw all kinds of people posting photos who were there that I didn't get to see at all.
Yeah.
So, it's a big thing. So, but it's good to talk to you guys. We love you. Later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.